Hey guys, happy Tuesday to you. Happy hot Tuesday. Hope everybody's week is starting out pretty good. It's pretty hot here. Wednesday, I was bragging that it was in the 70s, going to be high in the 70s. I think at the time it was in the 50s. Um, yeah, it's right now it's 95 here with a humidity of like 5,000%. So it's pretty hot here. So I guess this is payback for everything that I said Wednesday to Tex. So, oh well, so be it. I guess it's summertime here in the Midwest. So, what do you expect? Oh well, it's only going to get hotter from here, and I think this weekend it's supposed to cool off. But summer is not over. It's hot here until mid-September, maybe. So, but we'll see. So, how's everybody doing? Hi, everybody in chat. I see Fisher, Roger Blair. How you doing? There's Harley here. 88 degrees in East Tennessee. That is so nice. Just be careful, Harley. I was in that boat last week, and I'm paying for it this time. So, hope you don't get 100 next week. But how you doing, buddy? Harley's coming on here. I don't know the date. Um, September 20 something. I'm not sure. Hi, Roger. Shelley's here. Freaky Geek is here. Kimber is here. Hi, everybody. Let's see who else is in chat. I think that's it. Some guy named Paranormal Paul is in chat. Jerk. So anyway, hope everybody's having a good day. 91 here in Roger in Eastern Kentucky. That's not too bad. How's the humidity there? I would think just like here, it's pretty high. Low 90s most of next week in Tennessee for Harley. And I'm here. Yes, I am here, Kim. And by the way, Kim, I am not tired of you or anybody here. I love all you guys. You guys are awesome. Um, that's we were talking about that last night on Texas show that you guys are awesome. That's all I have to say about that. You guys are fantastic. That was supposed to be a crawl. Let me see if I can fix that. Take that down. Edit. Let's see what we got here. Scroll across the bottom. Save. There we go. I like that better. So anyway, I have a few things to talk about today. I don't have a guest. It's a Tuesday afternoon show. I don't have a guest right now. So I do have a couple things I want to share with you guys. And if anybody wants to jump in, I have the link in chat, and I'll drop that again right now. If anybody wants to come on. There it is. Everyone wants to come on and tell a story or join me here. Feel free. It's in the chat. Oh, okay. So before we get into the show here, I got to explain this little comment here. And funny you should mention that, Harley. Yes, I've had a crazy rabbit day today. So we were on a show with him, and I don't know how we got on the subject of rabbits, but somebody brought up the story of Napoleon being attacked by rabbits. The story goes that he was celebrating some victory, and he was going to treat his soldiers and generals, and it was George Lunsford. That's right. He's a history guru. They wanted to celebrate with a rabbit hunt for his troops and everything after some victory that they had. I can't remember the exact thing. And so his assistant got 300 rabbits. for the troops and the generals and everybody to hunt. So they released them, and apparently these rabbits were pretty hungry, and they all went after Napoleon. And of course, he didn't get a chance to fire his weapon, so he went running to his carriage or whatever. And we were talking about this on the whole show. Actually, not the whole show. We talked about Bigfoot hunting a little bit and ghosts a little bit and paranormal for a little bit. And then we started talking about this, and we just went down rabbit hole after rabbit hole. Get it? Yeah. It was just joke after joke after joke. It was the funniest show. The last 30 minutes ish. Harley, if you have the link for that, throw that in the chat. That was one heck of a funny show. So anyway, today I'm lounging in the pool, and I'm floating there, and I see something swimming in the pool with me, and my two dogs are going nuts. So I quick get out of the pool, get the skimmer, or get the little net, and like Monty Python, exactly Fisher, almost exactly like Monty Python, except everybody had arms and legs and everything. Oh yeah, you'll post it in the group. Okay, cool. Yeah, go over and watch that, and get ready to laugh. It was so funny. We cracked everybody up. That was so funny. But anyway, I get this thing out of the pool, and it's a little baby rabbit. So my dogs are still going nuts as I'm carrying this rabbit through the backyard, and I put it on the front side of the gate so they couldn't get to it in case it was struggling on the ground or something. So, and unfortunately, I think that one died. So, and it didn't attack me. So then I noticed a little later on, Bailey, my golden retriever, sniffing the grass. I thought she was looking for some place to go to the bathroom or something. And she has this really nasty habit of, so I have a Chiweenie as well, which is a wiener dog and a Dachshund. So she has a nasty habit of eating her poop. And I thought she was just looking for a place that Chia went to the bathroom. No, she found another rabbit laying in the grass, and I'm looking at it, and I thought it was dead. It looked dead. Let's just say that it looked dead. So everything that I needed to get to scoop this thing up was far away from me. So, and I didn't want, and she wouldn't move. So she's laying right there, and I happen to have a raft right by the edge there. So I kind of picked Bailey up and pushed her away, put the raft on top of the rabbit so Bailey wouldn't eat it and everything. So I go and get a little shovel and a rake because I don't want to pick it up with my hands. I get a little shovel and a rake, and I move the raft, and I kind of shoo Bailey away, get a ball, and I throw it, and she's running after it. So I went to scoop it on the shovel, and it pops up and it starts going nuts. And I didn't freak out. I mean, it startled me because I thought it was dead. It just jumped up and started running around. And then by this time, Bailey was back right by me, and she starts going after it. And it's running another part of the yard, and I can't catch up to it. I'm running, or the rabbit's running circles around the yard. Bailey's running right after it. I'm screaming at Bailey, running with a rake in one hand and a shovel in the other. And finally, the rabbit gets under the fence. And I didn't see the rabbit after that, and I know Bailey didn't get it. But it was absolutely crazy. So, Harley, there was my crazy rabbit story today. 2 crazy rabbits that I found in our backyard today that, I was just out trying to relax today, and not going to happen. Roger, there used to be a female St. Bernard here where I live that used to be one of the best rabbit dogs I ever saw. I believe it. St. Bernards are pretty good dogs. I had a neighbor that had a St. Bernard. I had 2 or 3 St. Bernard dogs, and these things were massive. And she's just a tiny little gal. And I mean, they were the most obedient dogs, and she's got 2 Dobermans, I think. And I mean, those 2 are the just the best dogs. They listen to her. They don't. She hardly has them on a leash. They don't run away. They don't run after people. Um, so yeah, I love dogs. And yesterday was National Dog Day. So I hope everybody, every day is National Dog Day, really. So, but anyway, on with the show. Sorry, I had to do that, and Harley brought it up, and that was the funniest episode. I'm still laughing about that, thinking about it. Trying to get George to come on. So, um, I've been really kind of slacking in booking guests. I think September almost booked. I know there's some dates in September that I'm not going to be here, and we're going to be at Brumley for a weekend. So I've been kind of slacking, and but I have Harley coming up. I know that for sure. I have a couple other that I don't know offhand, but that's it. I need to start, especially with the fall coming. I need to start getting some guests lined up. So I have some good ones in mind. I've had some good ones that I've talked to, but I haven't booked yet. Some from last year before everybody joined. So I might bring some of them back, some really cool stories, and we're just gonna have some fun with it. So, but anyway, I want to talk about a few things here before we get going. I know I should have had this all prepared, and I don't have this. I don't know why I don't have this. You know what? I'm gonna switch things. It's gonna look a little funky here for a second, so bear with me. Okay, sorry about that. I wanted to bring this up. Make sure you join us. Wow, I can't see that. October 26th and 27th. We're going to be at the Ray County Museum. Blondes and Booze and After Dark Paranormal are putting this event on. We're going to be at the Ray County Museum from 1:30 in the afternoon till 2 o'clock at night. It's going to be just a fantastic night to ghost hunt. And the first part of the day, we're going to do a Paranormal 101 and a Cryptid 101. So they're going to be giving talks about all that. So, even if you just want to come for that, $15 gets you in for that. That's going to be awesome. But if you want to stay for the ghost hunt, and they're going to feed you, I believe it's going to be a pasta dinner. $65 for the Paranormal 101, Cryptid 101, and dinner and ghost hunting. You can't beat that price. Come on out to Ray County Museum. It's just outside of Kansas City, here in Missouri. Greg Ogles is going to be there. I'm going to be there too. Blondes and Booze are going to be there. It's going to be a fantastic night. After Dark Paranormal is going to be there. Some of them from After Dark Paranormal are going to be there. Go to Eventbrite to get your tickets, and it'll be under the Blondes and Booze tab there. So now let me switch it back to mine, and it's going to look a little funky again. There we go. Okay, so this Saturday is the deadline. So if you would like, we have one ticket left. There it is, one ticket left on the side there. So we're going to the Haunted Castle House in Brumley, Missouri on Friday, September 13th. Yep, Friday the 13th ghost hunt. It's going to be fun. So Blondes and Booze are going to be there. I'm going to be there. Carmen and Lauren are going to be there from Night Owl Paranormal. And we had one ticket left, and we didn't know who should get it. So we just said, you know what? Let's raffle the thing off. So that's what we're going to do. To enter, simply share both Blondes and Booze and Paranormal Among Us YouTube channels to your friends on Facebook. Make sure you tag Krista, Brandy, or myself so we know that you have entered. And we will draw the winner next Saturday night. That's August 31st. The winner will be drawn live on this show. Actually, I will be at Lake of the Ozarks that weekend, but I will be doing the show from there. The house that we're staying at overlooks the lake. There's going to be a really cool sunset, hopefully. So it's going to be kind of cool. I'll have a neat background there. So, but August 31st, next Saturday, we're going to do the drawing. Some lucky person's going to get to go with us to the Haunted Castle House in Brumley, Missouri. So make sure you get your entries in before this Saturday. Shelley says, where is that? From St. Louis. So the Ray County Museum is just outside of Kansas City in, I believe, Richmond, Missouri. And Brumley, Missouri is down near Osage Beach by the Lake of the Ozarks. You do have friends that'll be there, Shelley. I'll be there. Blondes and Booze will be there. I know Mickey will be there in Ray County. I know that. So go ahead and enter. You never know. Will they feed you some spirits? Maybe. That was the one place that I got scratched. So I'll be hanging out in the Civil War room trying to reenact that. That'd be cool. Get it? Reenact it? Civil War room? Just another rabbit hole. So take that off there. All right. So you get it, Harley? Paul has the jokes today. You know, I had that reading on Texas Front Porch on Danielle Diva's show with Donnie. She was pretty spot on. With mine, yeah, I like to laugh, and I'm usually pretty positive. So, yeah, that was pretty spot on. So, anyway, I digress. So I have the scroll going on the bottom. There's some stuff down there if you want to, and you don't have to do this. I mean, if you don't want to, certainly you don't have to. Really, anything would be appreciated, but you don't have to. I appreciate you being here, and you know that I'm gonna keep saying it, but you know, you guys know that I appreciate all the viewers in here and everybody in chat, all the wonderful people in chat. But if you would like to donate to the show, I have a Venmo account set up that'll come along the bottom, I think, because I changed it. Not sure if it does or not. Anyway, I have a Venmo account. If you want to donate, reach out to me and I can get that link to you if it's not on there. Also, if you want to get some Paranormal Among Us merchandise, go to purplepenguinscraftsandcreations.com. And they have a bunch of stuff down there on the bottom of the screen, on the bottom of their page, that shirts. This is what the back of the shirt looks like. That's pretty cool. Comes in different colors and sizes. And then we have pillows and stuff. You know what? I'm thinking of a giveaway. I might do that sometime. I gotta think of what I need, what I want to do. But I'm thinking of either giving away a shirt or one of those pillows. And they gave me one of these pillows, and man, those are soft and they are comfy. I love it. Sound like a crazy. I snuggle with that pillow just about every night. I do. Okay, so a couple things I wanted to share. And again, anybody would like to come in here, or if you guys have any questions, just throw the questions up here in chat and we can talk about it. Whatever you want. Or if you want to jump on here and you can what was I going to say? You can come on and we can chat, whatever. It doesn't have to be paranormal. Just whatever you want to talk about. So anyway, if somebody wants to get on, before we get into that, I want to. So I want to do this first because I have a video from Shelley that actually I have two videos from Shelley. One, um, the really good one that I have from Shelley, I couldn't load on here because it was over 10 minutes, and StreamYard won't let me do it. And I'm on a different computer. I'm on a laptop. My normal computer's upstairs, so I'll have to get that one on another time. But this one's pretty interesting, and Shelley sent me a bunch of videos, well, two videos, and they were kind of crazy. The first one was a little bit longer, and it had a bunch of black specks on it. And normal speed, they went kind of fast across the sky. I was able to zoom into them, and even at 1% speed, they were going pretty fast. And she thought there was maybe one or two, and I ended up seeing a bunch. So, but I don't have that video. Hey, buddy.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
What'd you say? I can't hear you.
Yeah,
I can
come
hear
on
you.
now. Don't do that to me. I'm trying to set up this new equipment, man, trying to get it figured out. You saw how the morning went for me.
Oh, I know. But I can hear you loud and clear. Hope everybody else can.
Well, good.
But I mean, it's a good sign that I can hear you loud and clear. So,
Yeah, that's true.
So how you doing? How you doing?
Doing decent, man. How you?
Hey, I'm melting right now.
Nothing.
It is
At
hot.
all?
I'm melting.
Oh,
hot.
okay. Well, that's something.
Well, yeah, you know, losing weight.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
so, hey, I wanted to show these videos.
Go for it.
And I would love to get your eyes on them too. I showed these a long time ago last year, before I knew any of you guys. So I would like to get some cool eyes on it.
All right.
So I have two videos, and let me set this up a little bit. It's from the St. Louis area. Somebody from St. Louis here sent them to me. They are looking, I believe they're looking east towards Illinois. The location that they sent this from was Fenton, Missouri, which is a little city just, I believe, southwest of St. Louis, real close to St. Louis. So, but here's the first one, 24 seconds long. Hope you guys can see this and hear it as well.
Oh, let Ron think that they're UFOs.
Okay.
UFOs. Great story.
There you go.
I think that's the mothership.
Exactly. That would have been cool to see the satellite.
Do you want me to get you the binoculars?
Wow.
So they were just kind of hovering in the sky, and from what they told me, they weren't making any sounds at all. No jet noises, no nothing.
That seems pretty typical, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I kind of look. Shelley's here too.
Oh.
Shelley. Hey, Shelley.
Hey guys.
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, I'm in the pool.
Oh, you're in the pool?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't drop your phone or whatever you have into the water. I don't want you to get electrocuted.
Oh my God. Phone. I've already done that. Well, I did that last year, the year before.
So okay, we'll start with Fisher. What did you think of that little video there?
Well, I thought, first of all, seeing that backlight, it kind of looked like it was with the smaller lights at first, and then it kind of veers off and does more than a right angle turn, and it comes right back like almost instantly. I know the G-force alone on that would kill somebody. Yeah. So obviously that's not natural. That's just my first general thought. But
and you know, that seems typical with a lot of the UFO reports that you hear. they do just crazy turns, and just all of a sudden they're still, and all of a sudden they shoot off without making a sound. So chances are it was some kind of alien craft or something, but there is an Air Force base close by. It's over in I believe it's Edwardsville, Scott Air Force Base.
Right.
Don't quote me that on Edwardsville, but it's
I
out
think
there.
I think you're right, Paul. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I'm in between two. The one, down by you guys in St. Louis, and then the one in Ohio.
That's Wright Patterson, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have a lot of military flyover. Like, they do training and stuff, but I missed which video did you show? The one with the white dot?
I didn't show yours yet.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I wanted to get these two shown, and then since you were in the chat, I was gonna.
Can you play it again?
Sure. Actually, let me play the second one. Well, okay, I'll do the first one. Here it is.
Oh, that Ron thinks that they're UFOs.
Okay.
Great story.
There you go. Exactly. That would have been cool to see the satellite.
Do you want me to get you the binoculars?
Okay.
I don't know what I did wrong, but it was just a black screen. I couldn't see it. Is that because I'm on here, or?
No. It was a night video. So you're looking at the night sky, and the sun might have been on your phone to where you couldn't see it, but there were like white dots floating around in the sky.
All right, cool. I'll rewatch then. Thank you.
Okay, let's get yours, since we have you right here. Let's get yours on here, and this one is the one with the white dot that you sent me in the sky. So Shelley, if you could maybe set that up a little bit.
Yeah. So are you showing this short one with the two birds?
Yep.
Okay. So everybody should know that I'm a little odd, and sometimes it's just like, hey, go do something. So I'm just recording two birds flying over my neighbor's yard. No big deal. Da-da-da. And nothing to it. Go back. I don't know. It was probably months later. And I'm like, let's watch this. And I'm watching it. And I'm like, what the heck is that? There's this little white, looked like a little white dot that just went, phew, come out of the sky, fell down, was gone. And that's
And
pretty,
here it is.
it's pretty interesting.
Huh.
So you see those two birds there, and I slowed it down to 50%. I got so much dust on my screen, couldn't tell where the dot was. And then it just drops out of the sky.
Yeah,
And
pretty crazy.
Even at 20% speed, it's moving pretty quick.
I'd say.
Now, I wouldn't think that a regular airplane would look like that and move that fast.
No, most definitely not. Wouldn't be
Yeah.
that size either.
No.
And here's the thing, Paul. I didn't see it at the time.
Yeah.
Didn't even notice it. Just like those black things in the other video.
I gotta cut that other video. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that other video up. I think it's like 12 or 13 minutes, and then I'll try and get it on here for next week and show everybody. But yeah, those were pretty interesting. And you hear a lot of UFO encounters by military bases and stuff. So whether that's them checking our stuff out, or if those bases have some kind of equipment that they're testing out, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know, Paul, but I'll tell you what, I found something interesting. Okay, they say that they're shutting nuclear stuff off and all that. Okay. Well, the way that area where it fell down, the other black things that were shooting that way, there's weird stuff over here all the time. And I was like, we have not far from here, I mean, like a couple counties over, is the Newton power plant. So I'm wondering if they're not stalking everything. And I asked somebody that's kind of high up there that knows things, and he thinks so too. So I found that kind of interesting.
You know, I've seen a lot of videos recently that was posted for me in my comment section to check out, and for whatever reason they were referring to them as dragons. I don't know if that was like radio chatter or whatnot, or if it was just like a thing that they just decided to label them for whatever reason. I don't know. But it was fascinating that every time there'd be some kind of craft, you know, whether that be a helicopter or an airplane out there flying, then all of a sudden these white orbs, sometimes they were about a silverish color, would always just kind of come right in and buzz around them. Why? I don't know. But it's interesting.
Yeah, I just I don't understand it, and it is very interesting, I think. And oftentimes, and I should probably be really careful doing this. Oftentimes, I'm either sitting in the pool or just kind of walking around outside, and I stop and just look up, and I'm like, if you want to present yourself to me, would love to see something shoot across the sky, but I've never had. Ooh.
Yeah, be careful with that.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm just gonna. I know I've told you this story, Paul, but I have seen the Tic Tac. It was in 1995. Unfortunately, only had a track phone back then, so no camera. And this thing was stationary off the ground, no higher than the second floor of a 2-story house, about the size of a city bus. It was white. It didn't scare us. Unfortunately, the person that's with me is deceased. And it let us get like within 1,000, maybe 1,000 yards from it. And before it shot straight up, and it never moved. I mean, it never turned or anything. It just shot straight up. And then okay, this sounds wild, but it was the sky that was more interesting. It's like time kind of stood still, but it didn't. And it split like in 3 parts, and it like a tube, but it was kind of wavy weird. And it just like went at an angle and gone before we could blink, like into the middle part of the sky.
Wow.
Yeah.
And left without a sound, right?
Oh, there was no sound. And it was a beautiful day. There were no clouds. I think it was in March, maybe. But anyway, it was in an empty cornfield. We're going down the highway, just like a rural road. And we both looked at each other. Our mouths dropped down. Like, we never said a word. Like, you see this, right? And I was driving, and I was like, turn around because I'm driving. And I turned back around, and I said, excuse my language. I said, F it. I'm going for it. And I sped up a little bit, made the right turn there on the country road. And just before we got to the railroad tracks, was right there. It shot up and was gone. And like I said, March, anyway, it was an empty cornfield, so there's nothing in the field. There wasn't any wind. I mean, this thing. Now we couldn't see. Of course, we couldn't see on the other side of it, but there was no wings or propellers or sound. Even the little twigs and shit that were left in the cornfield or whatever. Nothing moving. No sound. Nothing. No markings on it. No windows. And how did it just go sideways, sucked up in there, and oof. Yeah. So there was no, what do you want to say, like obstructions or anything like that. The only thing is we couldn't see on the other side of the object, what was on that side of it.
Right.
That sure hell wasn't a drone.
And I mean, you would have heard a drone.
Yeah.
I mean, if it were a jet, you would have heard it. You probably would have seen the heat from the propulsion system.
There was nothing. It was like an egg right there next to the railroad tracks, except quite a bit bigger. But here's the thing. I still don't understand why it let it. It's like it knew that we saw it, and it let us get so close to it before it shot off. And it was like 11:30, maybe almost noon on a Sunday. So most people in our little town was in, church or whatever. So there wasn't anybody else around. So me and the guy, now here's another weird thing though. And I never thought about this till a couple of years ago, actually last year. I remember walking in the building with him, which was just right up the road. We were going to go, yes, I'm a NASCAR fan, watch the NASCAR race on a Sunday. But I don't remember turning around and driving up the road to where we went into the building. But I remember going in the building. And I never really thought about that because I was just so intrigued by what we saw.
So you possible missing time, maybe?
I never thought about it before, but I don't remember turning because I would have remembered because I would have had to cross the railroad tracks, go up the roadways to the next place and turn around. I don't remember any of that. And I never really thought about it until people started talking about missing time. And I thought that was kind of... Now, I'm not saying I was abducted. I will never say that because I don't believe I have been, but it's the sky was weird. It was like time stopped. It was strange.
And, it could have been, I've had these instances too where I'm driving and I kind of zone out and I get someplace and I'm like, well, how did I get here? Why did I go this way? Completely in the wrong place. But it's just a typical day driving. I mean, I don't see anything weird in the sky or anything. I think it's just me kind of zoning out and getting into the music or whatever.
Right, I understand that. But I mean, it's just like where this was. And I don't know if I sent you the picture because I mapped it. And even turning around up the road and going back on our little highway there, we were only maybe not even 3 miles from where we went to the place to watch the NASCAR race. So it's not like I was driving for miles and tired and was hell. I just picked him up. We just picked him up and got out of town and was headed there. And we're like, what is that? But here's the thing: we never spoke about it, even to each other. I think it was 10 years later I ran into him. He was eating lunch with some friends and I walked in and I said hi and he looked at me and goes, "Seen any UFOs lately?" and grinned. And everybody, my group, his group, everybody shut up, looked at each other like, what are they talking about? And I just smiled and said hey and walked on. And that was the last time I ever seen the guy. He's passed away now, but we never mentioned it to anyone. He goes, who's going to believe us? Nobody, especially back then.
Yeah. Now let me ask you both here while I have you guys. I mean, especially when the Navy's releasing these Tic Tac videos and stuff, what do you think about underwater bases or underground bases? I mean, are they hiding somewhere here?
Well, I know that it's almost synonymous at this point that, the cases of them being underground or underwater. So I mean, if you want to go down the route of aliens being here, then I don't see why they wouldn't go somewhere out of view. I mean, just look at the case of Dulce and the fight that went on in that underground base. I mean, that's in the history log, right? Everybody knows that story. It's famous. It's awesome. Well, maybe not for the people that got killed, supposedly, but
and there's underwater. That is true.
right.
And that there's so much underwater that we have not discovered, haven't even touched, probably not even close to discovering either. I mean, same thing with cave systems. I mean, going a step further, could that be where Bigfoot is hiding out a lot?
I mean, I would say so.
I think it's all connected.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of agree with that too. I mean, maybe there's portals someplace, and we've seen. I don't know if I put this on last Tuesday or not. The black smoke ring. I can't remember if I had that on there or not. But I mean, that could be a portal. I've seen other instances where there's clouds in the sky that are perfect smoke rings and they don't change. Like clouds go by through the sky that they change their shape and all, but these don't. I've
I
heard
thought
from
the
pilots.
weatherman debunked all those.
Some of them, some of these they might have, but
I'm joking.
yeah, but the perfect round rings, I find that hard to debunk, really.
Oh yeah, I'm with you on that 100%, man. I'm sorry. You show me the weather phenomenon and actually show it happening, then I believe you.
Yeah.
But until then, don't be like, oh, the cumulus clouds, the moisture, yada yada. There was a plane traveling through to Cleveland at 4:00 in the morning, yada yada. Like, don't give me that bull. It's swamp gas all over. Come on now.
Exactly.
Nice
Um,
fishers. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Paul, did I send you? I thought I sent you it's real short, the video of the cloud. That was,
Of
it
the
looked like it was,
clown?
yeah, a cloud. The cloud. I have a video.
Oh, cloud.
I
No, I
Yeah.
did not get the video of the cloud. I don't think.
Oh, I'll send that to you. So I'm floating in the pool, and I always have my phone. I'm always watching the sky, and I'm looking over, and I'm like, okay, it's not gonna storm. What's going here? There's this strange cloud. I mean, it's small. It's right there. I'm watching it, but it was freaky weird because it was like, you can feel like when somebody's watching you. It's like a cloud's watching you. I know that sounds crazy, but and so I start recording, and I'm like, I bother Shelley. Nobody's gonna believe you anyway. So we just got a little partial video of it. This cloud was weird, and so I went in myself and tried to edit it. And I don't know how a cloud can be shaped like, I don't know. It looks like not a torpedo, but I don't know. It looks weird, and it looked like it was dangling shit from it. I don't know. It was real strange, but I've never seen a cloud like that ever, and it was very odd.
Yeah. Shoot
So
that over to
I'll
me.
have you check that out.
Yeah. I
know,
won't be able to get out now, but go ahead,
I know
Fisher.
as far as that goes, there's some interesting stories that you could find about when Merkel and them had a podcast about missing time and like this crazy cloud that basically followed people and maybe abducted them. Was it a UFO disguise? Was it a sky jellyfish? I don't know. But everything's sus. You can't trust nothing.
Hey, you Fisher, jellyfish.
Uh-huh.
They had that one video, but yeah, like in the back end of it, like it dangling or drop. I don't know. It was weird, and it was like vibrating or I don't know. It's really strange. Like I don't know how to explain it, and I'm sure it's just a cloud, everybody. But I have enough stuff going on that I question everything, and it's been happening since I was 3 or 4, and it's getting stranger. So I'm like, do they follow up? I think they're following a path, to be honest with you, because I did longitude and latitude on everything that I've seen in the sky, and some paranormal stuff that's happened to me, and it's like they're following a path. It's very, very weird, and I think it all needs to be looked into. I really do.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
let's
funny
just
that you
say
guys
it was,
mentioned like a jellyfish cloud.
yeah.
Go ahead, Fisher.
I was gonna say, let's just say 95% just cloud, but 3% sky jelly, 2% UFO. Why not?
Right. Well, hadn't I seen the
want-
Tic Tac?
I want to.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anything, but that's why, like, thank you, Paul, again and again for diving into my videos because, yeah, that's great.
No problem. It's interesting that you guys said jellyfish cloud. I'm trying to find. I have this cloud formation that somebody in Alaska sent me, and I'm trying to find it. I thought I had it on here. I guess I don't. Darn it! I changed computer. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, hang on. Let me share my screen here. So let me set this up a little bit. I've talked about this guy. He's a pilot up in Alaska. His name is Theo. He was on last year. I might try and get him back on the show. He was flying a route. I don't remember the cities in Alaska, so I'm not even going to try and say where they are. but he flies this route all the time. He flies by this recently active volcano, and again, I don't remember the name of the volcano. I don't think I can even pronounce it if I did know it. And he saw out of the cockpit on his left, I believe, a circle cloud formation like that ring of smoke. But it didn't change, and he kind of watched it as he flew along. Of course, he's flying, so he's not able to take video or a whole lot of pictures. So, and on a second trip, he sees this. Looks like a funky looking tennis racket.
Oh yeah.
So-
okay, I see.
Wow, that's interesting.
So I guess it started out with just I don't know if you can see my cursor here,
Mhm.
the circle ring, and then this part here comes shooting out of it. So normally a regular cloud wouldn't do that. It wouldn't keep the circle intact, and then, at least I don't believe, something weird would come out of it like that. He never saw anything fly out of it or anything, but I don't know. We kind of talked, and my best guess, and I'm just an idiot with a podcast. I thought it was just it probably a portal or something. I don't know. So a little later, I'm watching this TV show called Paranormal Caught on Camera, and I think I've mentioned this before.
Mhm.
I saw this exact image but it was from somebody in England, and the people that talk about these videos said, yeah, that's probably most likely that's a portal of some kind. And he sent me another video that I don't have on this computer that looks more like a jellyfish, like you guys said, with things coming out, and it's like a weird shape and stuff. But I don't know. I just found that very interesting.
Yeah, that's now, Paul. Is that just a screenshot he showed you,
Yeah.
or was that an actual video? He videotaped
Yeah,
it.
it was just a screenshot. I mean, he was flying. He was lucky to get a screenshot.
Oh, okay.
He said he was by himself at the time, and couldn't really pull over and take
Right,
video.
right. Okay.
But
He was
just
actually flying the plane.
He was flying the plane. Yeah.
Okay.
And one thing you could kind of check out on people is when you hear their story multiple times, it stays the same. And I saw him on some History Channel program or whatever, and the story he told me was exactly the same as what he told them. And I mean, you hear that over and over again, and it, I believe the guy, and he has pictures and stuff to prove it. So, and we have one more visitor coming up.
Hey, I have an
Yes,
odd
Shelley.
question for you. Do you have is there a highway or something behind you?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I just seen some white thing that went by you. Okay.
Yeah, that's a kind of a busy road right behind me. It's yeah. So I don't know if you can hear the traffic, but every now and then I hear traffic. A truck goes by or something. But yeah, that's that. So Tom Franklin's here.
Hi.
Hi, Tom.
What up,
How's
Jubes?
it going, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I was
So-
on the phone with my friend from Germany, and we kind of started chewing the fat. And next thing you know, I looked at the time and I was like, "Oh crap, I missed out."
But hey, we're talking about weird things in the sky.
Oh yeah,
Sky jellyfish.
Sky jellyfish. Yeah.
is that my buddy Jimbo over there?
It might
Yeah.
be.
Fisher.
I can't see you.
There might be a reason.
Oh, okay.
And we got
indisposed at the moment.
Perhaps. You'll never
We got-
know. It's a mystery.
oh boy.
Hello,
And there's
Shelley. Hi.
She's
Hi.
poolside tonight. She's poolside tonight. So we're just kind
Yeah,
of
weird things in the sky.
Yeah.
The first time hold on, let me turn the volume up. I've had very few things, but the first time I took out my telescope back in like 16. I went to a field in the middle of the forest, and I bought this Newtonian reflective telescope to look at like Jupiter and the moon and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And the first time I took it out, above the tree line, it's about maybe, I don't know, 300 yards away. I was just looking over there, and I seen an orange ball come up over the horizon, over top of the thing. And I'm like, do you see that? And she's like, no. And then as I'm looking, it just blinks out of existence. So that was a weird thing. It was just like it wasn't like bright, it wasn't glowing, but it just looked like I guess if it was a size, it would have to be being that distance. It would have to be, I'd imagine, like twice the size of a beach ball.
You know, I was going to
It was
say that,
pretty,
you know,
pretty large, and like
before you,
I said, you could see it. It was very obvious, but it just kind of.
you know, before you said when it kind of zoomed out in a blink of an eye, I was going to say, you know, it could have been the sun.
No, the sun was past that time. The sun sets in the west, which would have been behind the tree line, of course. But I was there. I got there right at dusk, and you know you have the base and the telescope itself, and you have to carry it in its foam, you know, carrying case so it don't like misalign the mirrors and all that. And I remember it very well. I remember hearing like wild boar out there too. There's a lot of wild boar in that part of Germany I lived in. And I specifically went to the light pollution map. I just seen Jimmy. Hey, Jim.
Yep.
And I went to the light pollution map, and I was like, okay, this field close by would be the best place to go, and I know how to get there. Is next to a putt-putt golf course. And like I said, it was dark when I got out there. Darn near it was dark. It was just light enough to see, but you could see it clearly enough. It wasn't the sun.
Okay, I have a
Paul.
question. Can I jump in? Hi.
Sure.
Okay, Tom.
Hi, Shelley.
So like an orb?
Kind of like an orb, but it wasn't. It
Was it
didn't float around. It wasn't pulsating.
Interesting.
And it just kind of came over the horizon. It was there. It didn't zoom in or zoom out, but I seen it very, very distinctly, and I was like, "What is that?" And I looked at it for a minute. I pointed out to Mac's wife. She was like, "I don't see it." And then I was like, "There," because she never was good at that. I'd be like, "Look, there's a deer over there at the corner of the field." She couldn't see that either, you know, so she wouldn't see it. And it just went away, and I was just like, "Okay." There was another time when in Mexico, I was sitting in the back of my truck with my daughter practicing bouncing a basketball. Had a beer back there, and we both seen like something. This is sun is still out, but it's a little bit earlier in the day, but it's like behind the clouds, but farther down the horizon. And there's a lot of clouds this time. It was just like this time of year where there's a lot of rain. It's a rainy season, so there's a lot of like, you know, cumulus nimbus clouds. And I seen a white glowing object going across the sky at an angle and moving quite not erratically, but moving not in a straight line. One behind a cloud, came back out, seen it again. One behind another cloud, and never came out again. And my daughter pointed it out to me. She goes, "Daddy's," and I looked, and we both seen it. And yeah, that's. And then I also seen Starlink one time. Rye was like, "No, dude,
okay.
that's Starlink."
Yeah, picture of that. Paul, I found that interesting about the white orb thing he was talking about. Kind of like with the black things.
Mhm.
On my one video, that brought my attention to the sky that day with that white
Yeah.
object. Because it was there, and I'm like, what is that? And then, of course, I dropped my phone and blah, 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 and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Interesting. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah. These are my buddies, and I always try to come on and give them a hint. I don't have many experiences. I'm more of a collector of stories, but you know, nonetheless, these are the two things. You remember that day we seen that thing going across the clouds, right? When we lived in Amy. Yep. See, there she was right there. A little girl remembers. She was what, 6? So she remembers.
I mean, you know, there's so much interesting up in the sky, and most people are either on their phones walking around or not paying attention to what's up. And you know, what's up in the sky is probably more interesting to me, at least. That's what's down here.
Yeah, I mean, I would have never seen the UFO that I saw during the day if it wasn't for my chickens, you know, acting like a threat was coming from the sky. Had it not
Yeah.
been for that, I would have never seen it. All the UFOs I've ever seen is at night because I can, see the light. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And
And it's
where,
also
where I'm at, there's so much light pollution. I'm lucky if I can see a whole lot of stars at night, and I see planes coming and going, but I really don't see much out here. But I've talked to some MUFON people that have said that there's. So I live maybe less than 5 miles from the Mississippi River over here, and
Oh.
there's reports of UFOs up and down the Mississippi by the arch and everything, and down further, which is where I am. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, I've actually been there. Back in 2002, I went to the Arch.
Oh, yeah?
Drove from Manhattan, Kansas, all the way across to Baltimore on was it 80 there, 70?
70, Highway 70.
70. The 80 is the next one up, right? So Highway 70. Yeah, then you just go, and then I went around Kansas City, and I went right through that area.
Yeah.
But even, that whole area is like, if you go, like, I don't know what it is, but about Tennessee, that place, Tennessee is, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just, the kind of people I'm running into, but that place seems to be the most like crazy when it comes to that, like cryptids and stuff, and like even UFOs and 411. And then if you go to like Kentucky, for some reason, is super haunted. You know what I mean? I think that's what like the Bell Witch was and all that. It's quite incredible, but it's really important too to get, like, if you're, how far are you away from like the Ozarks?
Me?
Yeah, Paul.
That's probably 4 or 5 hours southwest of me.
Yeah, get to.
I'll be there next weekend, actually.
Yeah, go down there and like, if you're camping or something, like just find a place where you can kind of sit there and like, as the sun's going down, and let your eyes adjust to the light. And because out here too, I mean, I'm a half hour outside of this little city here, and you can still see the lights of the city far away, but like most of it, you can see like all of the Milky Way. And we used to sit out there looking for with shooting stars, right, kid? During that time of year. I can't think of the name of the Toward Media Shower, and we seen like what, 2 and a bunch of satellites. Yeah, I seen one. You seen one, and mostly satellites, right? Yeah. So we do that too. Sometimes we see the space station once in a while too. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
may I ask,
Yeah,
Tom,
Shelley?
obviously you're into the stars and stuff, right? And all that.
A little bit, sure.
Okay, I didn't know if you were like a star mapper and you knew a lot about it.
I know a little bit about it. I mean, I do have a bit of an interest in it, because people will do things like travel to the Grand Canyon to see the Grand Canyon and go, "Wow, it's amazing." And I'm like, "What about this up there above
Right.
everyone? There's no roof on this, unless you believe in the firmament or whatever. But there's no roof on this joint, and we're just sitting here on the surface of an interstellar body floating through forever. That's amazing to me."
Well, I try to ask questions about this because I've told that nothing's been. Well, you mentioned the Milky Way, and I pronounced there's 2 clouds, a big one and a little one. They start with an M. I don't know what they're called. Magellanic. Anyway, in the Milky Way, 2 clouds. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the I don't know the names of them, but you're talking about the spiral arms that we see.
Oh, I didn't know there's really.
Or are you talking about like the Crab Nebula or something like that?
No, I'm talking about there are 2 clouds. Excuse me, in the Milky Way, the Magellanic or.
Yeah, Paul's going to have to look that up for me, Paul. I don't know what she's talking about.
Anything.
Oh,
I'll have to look that up after the show.
Yeah, I don't know those. I have seen the Andromeda Galaxy. You have to look it up on, like, I think it's Stellarium or something like that. And then I pointed my telescope in that direction. So I have actually seen with my eye the actual Andromeda Galaxy. I think it's M31. So that's pretty amazing too. And that's definitely outside of the Milky Way. But most things, 99.99% of the things you see are within the Milky Way when you're looking up with the telescope or with the naked eye. Or I think you can even see M31 or 33. I can't remember which one it is, with a good pair of binoculars too. So I think it's rather interesting. And like I said, you can get Stellarium for I think it's like an online thing. You can just look it up. You can see where your sign is. You can see where all the constellations are, and then follow them across the sky, and actually see that Polaris people say it completely circles around Polaris, but it makes Polaris, or the North Star, makes a very small circle as well. And I follow that, not as much as I used to, but I've been interested in it before, of course.
That's awesome. I have the. I think somebody mentioned this, but I use a Skyview Light app on my phone that shows all the stars and everything around us. And I mean, right now I'm looking. Oh, there's some there, but I mean, you can just kind of go around and it'll highlight all the stars and planets and galaxies.
Oh, as you move your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Great.
Yeah,
that's cool. You got to send that one to me. I'd be into that for
it's a free app called Skyview Light. Skyview is one word, and it's an app and it's free, which is why I got it, because I'm cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's great. I like it, Paul. I use it every night. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I was gonna say it's your middle name, buddy. It is just very funny.
It is.
We have to be nowadays. What's going on? We have to be cheap. We have to.
Yeah.
It's all the way around it. But it's pretty cool the things that we can do with this. It's pretty cool the things you can do with these things.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
Good.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys.
You've been doing this for an hour already? I really almost missed the boat.
You did, dude.
Yeah, darn it.
We've been on for an hour. Fisher came on about half an hour in. I told my crazy rabbit stories. Shelley came in shortly after Fisher did. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
it's been a party and you missed it. Where you been?
Well, hey. I was talking to somebody from Germany. How often can you say that, man?
and you know what? I'm melting here, so I'm getting ready to wrap this thing up. I think I've lost about 20 pounds so far sitting here in an hour.
No, it's hot. I know.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. I appreciate it.
Hey, Shelley, I appreciate you coming on.
Paul.
Yeah, and Tom and Fisher, you guys always appreciate you guys coming on, and certainly everybody.
Hey, open invitation for you too, buddy. Open invitation for you too. I'm thinking of eventually doing something like this too when the opportunity presents itself and I figure it out. That way we can just come on and just shoot a rag, dude. It's always fun talking with like good friends and solid people. It's always good.
And I had absolutely nothing planned for this. I had some videos and I saw Shelley in here and I remembered, hey, you know what? I wanted to put one of her videos on there. And, all of a sudden it's an hour and 4 minutes into the show and we got it covered. So it was fun. So
yeah.
Hey,
if you want, I mean, if you're just enjoying sweating, I do have a story I can tell.
Go for it.
Are you sure?
He's saying he lost weight, and ever since, who loses weight and enjoys it unless they're like a little bit psycho?
That's good. Let's hear it.
Perhaps I'm just enjoying putting you through it.
Ah, there it is.
And you know what? You're stalling too, so
yeah,
I know.
Masochistic on your behalf there.
I don't want to lose a whole lot of weight.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell it. So this is not a story that I experienced. It's from a friend of mine. Okay. So he's out hunting, basically in a backwater area of Alabama called Woodville, and he's hanging out, I believe, sitting down next to a tree, waiting for a deer to pop up. And there's these cliff edges to the right and left of him, if I'm not mistaken. And he notices movement on the right. So he looks up at it and he sees what first appears to him as like a very large sized black lab. And he's like, dang, ruined the hunt. Okay. So he stands up and he yells at it. He's like, hey, get on out of here. Or however we say it here.
That's an Alabama thing for sure.
Actually, I left a couple words off, but
sure.
Thank you for that.
Notwithstanding, we understand that part.
Good job, Fisher.
I try. But it gets the thing's attention, right? And it looks at him, and he's like, okay, it's looking at me, weird, but, he's like, go on now, get. And all of a sudden, he notices its tail go up and down like in a in a very S shape. And he notices, wait, the tail on a dog doesn't do that. It's rounded at the end. It looks more like a cat's tail. But that's not going to deter him. He's like, okay, weird, but he's shoo, get on. And then all of a sudden, as he's like doing those motions and walking towards it, the creature stands up on its hind legs. And he's just like, oh no, that's not a dog. So he takes off running. And he looks behind him, and this thing is chasing after him slowly. I mean, it's probably could catch up if it wanted, but it's slowly. And it's still on its hind legs. So he runs and makes it to the house, dives into the door. Hey, y'all go get the flashlight and get some guns. Come out here. Because it's, it was dusk when this was happening. And so they do. And they're shining around. And then all of a sudden, they notice that right there at the tree line where he came in at, there's two orange lights of eyes just staring at the house. And they're all just kind of like frozen, like, oh my gosh, what is that? And as they start having that thought, the orange lights start to move and start circling the house. He said about the second circle, they kind of like snap out of it, like, okay, we're not just going to sit here and take this. So they start firing the guns off, and then the eyes just wink out and disappear, and they hear something running off into the bush. So yeah, there's the story.
Are you an understudy of Paul Harvey? Like the way you say things, it's so reminiscent of Paul Harvey. I love it.
Who dat? And now,
Good storyteller there.
Paul Harvey, wasn't he on
Who's that?
60 Minutes?
I don't know. I just remember him being on like the radio stations.
I'm
ladies and gentlemen, this is
The rest of the story.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh
Right.
no.
That's an interesting story. So you're thinking this is Dogman, you're saying?
actually, no. I mean, it's easy to make that jump, but here in Alabama, we have a history of a creature called the Alabama white thing. I would assume this would be the opposite. Yeah, you got to add the A. And basically, the description of it is basically like an upright-looking dog / kangaroo of all things with a cat tail.
Oh my
So,
God.
yeah.
Well, that's interesting, really.
You need to have that guy on. You need to have that guy on your show, man.
We're not the best friends anymore.
Oh,
We're not the best of friends anymore.
Dude,
but
just
maybe.
go there and paint his garage, make up, and get the story, dude. Come on.
I mean, I just gave you the story. But
You already had the story, dude.
yeah, I already got it.
Record this and put it on your show.
There you
But
go.
I was like
airtime.
fascinated. I was fascinated with the story. I was like, wow, it's too bad you don't got anything to prove that. He's like, oh no, I do. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, I went back the next morning and went looking around, and he had pictures on his phone of its footprints, and it looked very, very wolf-like, the print. But he had like one of those cheap Bic ballpoint pens laid next to it. And I don't know how long those things are. I mean, what, 6-7 inches or whatnot? And it was every bit as long, if not slightly longer than the pen, and about half as wide. So, I mean, yeah, so there's some proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of somebody different from 60 Minutes. I thought it was Paul Harvey. But he was on the radio, and now the rest of the story. That's him right there. I thought it was somebody else.
I didn't, but
that's what I thought it was.
Fisher, I did not say you looked like him.
No, you don't.
I look like Bro, I'm a solid
Well,
Oh, no, Fisher. I hope not, because I don't think he's with us anymore.
No, he died back in 2009 or whatever. But
all right, Paul, he stops by later. That's it. No.
Hashtag winning.
Whether you look better than him, I'm not going to get into that, Fisher. But
I'll say you look better than him, Fisher, and I am definitely a straight male, so you're fine.
Now I'm going to jump in one more time, Paul, because you keep mentioning the Civil War. You have got, yes, that's the room for you. And I want to know everything.
I keep mentioning the Civil War.
Yeah, when you go on your next thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
From Ray County.
Ah.
Yeah, that's where I got scratched, and
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, talk
And
to us about it, Paul.
well, okay.
I mean, did you put some? Did you have to put some like some like was it with the iodine on your arm or something? What happened, bud?
I mean, it wasn't a deep burning scratch or everything, but no, we
I've seen the pictures.
we did the overnight, and all of a sudden I felt something brush against my leg, and I mean, it was actually live on the show.
Right.
I mean, there was two other people in the room, Lauren and Carmen, and they were both well more than 6 feet away from me, and yeah, all of a sudden I look down and there's 5 arm marks coming up, or claw marks coming up. Hey, Randy. Yeah, and I didn't reach down there and scratch it. So yeah, it was crazy. And then so we're going back down there. When is it? October 26th, I believe.
Oh wow.
We're going to go back down there, and I'll spend a lot of time in that in the Civil War room trying to get scratched again or see what was going on. So it's really weird that, and talking again about Ray County and Fisher. Now I'm on a tangent now, and we're going to go another half an hour, and I'm going to be down to like 100 pounds by the time this is over.
Mission accomplished.
Thank you, pal. What was I going to say? Oh, so you know how when you walk into a place, you can tell just by the sense of it, the feel of it, the energy, that it's a kind of a negative or not.
Mm-hmm.
Most of that place, you walk around and it's fine. You don't feel a thing. There's a middle floor, an upstairs, and of course, a basement. Downstairs, you feel kind of wonky. But when you go upstairs, you feel fine at first. And then when you get down to this one wing where I believe the Civil War room is, and there's some Indian artifacts in one of the rooms, and some other rooms back there. There's actually a band room that is kind of wonky too. As soon as you turn this corner,
Wait, a band room?
like old high school bands.
Oh, you have to go in there too.
I'll
saying.
be in there. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
As soon as you turn the hallway, turn this corner to go down this hallway, there's all kinds of mannequins there too. It changes, and it's not just one time. Every time I walk down that hall, it changed, and you could feel weird energy down there. It was crazy, and it's kind of hard to explain until you feel it. But yeah, it was pretty cool, and we'll be doing that again. So
great, dude.
And you know who else is going to be there? I don't know if she's going to go up there or whatever, but Mickey's going to be at Ray County as well. So looking forward to meeting you, Mickey.
Awesome.
So yeah,
This is going to be more of a regular occurrence that you do this and go out and to these locations.
Yeah, I think so.
That's great, dude. And live stream them and all that, because I remember coming into that event and it was pretty interesting that that you're just connecting those two things together, and you had quite the amount of people when they're actually watching what you're doing. I think you should definitely continue with that, and not to mention the new show that you're doing with Tex, dude. That's awesome too. Yeah,
that's fun. I don't know if you guys heard. We had names for that show that we didn't use. What was it? Waking Up in Our Briefs with Paul and Tex.
I'm interested.
We're
Listening.
not using. We didn't use that name. Yeah. So Waking Up Weird with Paul and Tex on Wednesday over on Texas Front Porch. So make sure you tune into that. Tom, who do you have coming up?
Well, tomorrow I will be having on Fisherofspam. He's going to be going into some poltergeist situations on my live tomorrow at 7 p.m. And next week I will be having on Magical Journey. We're going to talk about his trip to Mount Shasta. And of course, you can catch my regular shows every Friday. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to keep doing my best to bring the best quality content I can bring, and the most interesting guests and the coolest guests that I can bring. Because we kind of chuck it up and have a little fun over on my side. We get into it, but we also put a little bit of a little bit of fun into it as well.
Well, you have a fun, interesting one in Magical Training coming up.
Oh yeah, he's the best dude. Me and him, we have like this little group. Oh, Magical Journey is the shit, dude. He's such an introspective guy. What does he call himself? A Christian pagan. So that's always interesting. And he always has very cool insights. And me and him, we can have conversations that go on for days, literally. He's such an interesting person. And Jim as well. I mean, Jim talked. We sat on the phone and talked for 2 hours. So so tomorrow. He's like, hey, because the guy. So Jim was going to come on September 11th, and tomorrow I was going to have a guy come on, and we were going to talk about the Mandela effect and CERN and portals and things of that nature. So kind of conspiracy theories type situation. So Jim, he couldn't do it. Jim jumped in for me, and that guy, I moved him to September 11th, which I think is more fitting. So it kind of worked out in our favor as well. I just had to do a little extra work getting the thumbnails and stuff done. You know how it is.
And
the old switcheroo.
And Fisher, I was just playing with you. You're a very interesting, fun guy too.
Really? Okay.
Yes, Fisher, you are.
No. I'm kidding. Fisher's a fan. And you know what, Fisher? I guess I've noticed this for a while, but seeing that you're not on camera right now and you just have your voice, you have a great radio voice.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And now you have
Yeah,
a
I'm
great
gonna agree with you.
See, I don't got my hair did. I'm all fluffy. I just. You guys don't want to see this. Come on now. Come on.
No. You're fine, buddy. I'm better.
Much better.
I just want to know what my voice is good for.
Nothing.
Just hang it up.
No.
Push the right one.
Distractions.
I'll get to it later.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Look, a squirrel.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just
What?
my phone rang and my daughter has it. She's over there with the phone.
No, but guys, I appreciate everybody coming on. We are now at an hour, almost an hour 20, and I am down 25 pounds. So I think it's time to wrap.
Yeah.
Jump in that pool, Paul.
Oh, I will.
The Richard Simmons Paranormal Podcast.
Good one.
Yeah.
Oh wait, don't
So,
be a
guys-
fan. No.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of pools, I have this other thing that I could tell you too that was really interesting.
Go ahead.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
That's it. All right, Fisher, I'm happy.
You guys are the best. I appreciate you guys coming on. You know that.
Get it.
So,
Oh, I couldn't hide that at all, dude.
he's fluffy. All right. Oh, Shelley left.
At this point, I think he's just messing with you, buddy.
Oh, she came
At
back.
this point, I think he's just messing with you. You know,
Yeah.
I got this other story.
Well, it was. I for a second I almost committed and was like gonna tell you about that scene in Stranger Things, like where the chick got pulled into the different dimension and died and all that. I was like, "Ooh, how can I spin that like real quick and make it sound like something real, or not? Or I could sit here and laugh and ramble on and keep on. Either way works.
Or we could stop and. Oh,
I'm with you, Paul. I just got on here and I'm already tired of him, bro. Come on, Fisher.
Oh dang!
I'm not tired.
He's tired, man. He's tired, man. You can see he's out there sweating. He's mentioned it 4 times, and I've been on 20 minutes, dude. Come on.
You should
Read the
feel
tea
my back
leaves.
right now. You should feel my back. It is.
Giggity. No, thank you.
Don't introduce me to a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Let me go get my hairbrush. Hold on.
The wheels are coming off. So I think.
You mean the one for the dog with the dog brush with the little bumps on it?
Yeah, that one. That one. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
have a wonderful night. Thank you all for joining us. Again, I appreciate everybody coming in chat, and I appreciate Tom and Shelley coming on here to join me on the live show.
Well, thanks for having me.
Someone that's excluded.
Shelley, Shelley, I appreciate you coming on, and I'm not joking around. Fisher, I really appreciate you coming on too.
Oh, we love you, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
man. I'm
It's just
always happy to
Everybody, I
do it.
appreciate it. I love playing around with you guys. That didn't come out right. I love joking around with you guys.
Giggity.
So yeah, I appreciate you guys coming on. Appreciate everybody in chat. Make sure you guys check out Eye of Jupiter, Fisherofspam, the Night Watch or the Night's Watch. Make sure you go over there and subscribe to both their channels. Two good guys. Also, make sure you subscribe to Texas Front Porch, Bigfoot Michigan
And
Rob.
Paranormal Paul, dude, the Paranormal Among Us. Please do me a favor, like and subscribe to his channel as well. He always brings out great content, great guy, although he is a little bit sweaty.
I am a little bit sweaty.
He is our
I
sweaty
guarantee
hero.
you. Oh, actually, you know what? Saturday I probably will be sweaty because I'll be doing this show from the Lake of the Ozarks, and I'll be outside. So
Right.
I'll be sweaty
Right.
again next week. So anyway, you guys, and don't forget. Let me get to this. Hang on. Fill the time. See, Fisher, we're gonna stretch this to an hour or to an hour and a half. I know it. So don't forget, the deadline is this week. Friday, we're going to draw the winner for the one ticket for the Friday the 13th ghost hunt in Brumley, Missouri. So if you're in the southern Missouri area or can get to it easily, make sure you share both Blondes and Booze and Paranormal Among Us and tag Krista, Brandy, or myself in that post so we know. So
Get
we know
on
that
it.
you guys. So, anyway, guys, have a great day. Thanks for showing up. Stay cool if it's cool in your area, and if it's already cool there, then well, enjoy. That was weird.
Yeah.
See you guys. See you Saturday.
Bye.